The night was as dark as ink, with only the faint glimmer of stars breaking through the dense clouds. I was driving along an isolated road that wove through the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest. The road was notorious for its sharp turns and the thick fog that often settled like a ghostly blanket. I'd driven this route many times, but tonight, something felt unsettlingly different. The radio, usually a source of comfort with its late-night tunes, was nothing but static. I fiddled with the dial, trying to find a signal, but to no avail. That's when the fog began to thicken, swirling around my car like a living entity. My headlights barely pierced through the white veil, and the road ahead seemed to disappear into nothingness. I felt a chill run down my spine, as an inexplicable sense of dread settled over me. I should have been alone on this desolate road, but I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. Glancing in my rearview mirror, I saw nothing but the oppressive darkness. Then, out of the fog, a figure emerged on the road. I slammed on the brakes, heart pounding, barely stopping in time. It was a woman, drenched from head to toe, standing barefoot with a blank expression. Her eyes, devoid of emotion, met mine. I rolled down my window and asked if she needed help, but she didn't respond. She just stood there staring. Feeling a mix of concern and unease, I got out of the car. As soon as my feet hit the ground, she turned and walked into the forest. Compelled by a mixture of worry and curiosity, I followed her, calling out to offer assistance. The forest was unnaturally silent, the only sound being my footsteps and the distant, muffled sound of my idling car. I caught glimpses of the woman ahead, moving with an eerie grace. Despite my speed, the distance between us remained constant. Suddenly, a dense fog enveloped me, damp and cold. When it cleared, the woman was gone. Disoriented, I tried to find my way back to the road, but nothing looked familiar. Panic began to set in. Then, I heard my car's engine rev louder, the sound cutting through the silence. Rushing back towards the sound, I found my car idling just where I left it. But now, on the passenger seat, lay a soaking wet jacket, one that definitely wasn't mine. Confused and frightened, I got into the car, locked the doors, and drove off as fast as I could. The rest of the drive was a blur. I couldn't shake off the feeling of cold dread. When I finally reached my destination, I told my friends about the encounter. They went pale and told me a local legend I'd never heard before. Decades ago, a woman had crashed her car along that very stretch of road on a foggy night. They said her spirit still roamed the forest, eternally lost, and sometimes she tried to find her way home through unsuspecting drivers. To this day, I avoid that road at night. The memory of the woman's empty gaze and the inexplicable appearance of the wet jacket in my car haunt me. The experience left me with a chilling reminder. Some roads, especially those shrouded in fog and legend, are better left untraveled. I hope you liked tonight's creepy stories. If you enjoyed this video or if you want more, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more weekly horror stories that'll send chills down your spine. Good night, if you dare.